You see your dog curled up like a tiny ball on the floor, looking absolutely adorable. You smile, maybe even reach for your phone to take a quick picture. But wait a second. What if that cute little pose is actually a silent cry for help? The harsh truth is, dogs are absolute masters at hiding their discomfort. Unintentionally missing the subtle signs that they are freezing is silently ravaging their immune system and completely draining their energy every single day. In today's video, we are going to unpack 6 clear signs that your dog is dangerously cold, which the vast majority of owners completely misunderstand. And please make sure you stick around until the very end, because sign number 6 will expose a terrifying state that is often mistaken for a peaceful sleep, but is actually the deadly borderline of severe hypothermia. Let's get started. 1. Curling up super tight and hiding their nose, a survival instinct from their ancestors. Curling up is a very common sleeping position, but when they curl up so tightly that you cannot even see their paws, and especially when they use their tail to completely cover their nose, that is a clear warning signal. A 2020 report by the American Veterinary Medical Association explains that this specific posture helps dogs minimize the surface area of their body exposed to the freezing air. Most importantly, hiding their nose under their tail is not just them trying to be cute. It is a highly intelligent biological mechanism that actually warms the air before they breathe it into their lungs, desperately protecting their respiratory tract from the biting cold. Practical advice. Do not just stand there and praise them for looking adorable. If you notice your dog sleeping in this position frequently during the winter, please provide them with a heated pet bed or gently drape a thin fleece blanket over them. Taking the initiative to bring them warmth will make them feel that you are truly a reliable and loving protector. 2. Shivering and mild muscle twitches. The biological heater is overloading. Many owners see their dogs shivering and naturally assume they are just having a vivid dream or perhaps feeling scared of something. However, if there are absolutely no frightening elements around, this is a purely physical reaction to fight off the freezing cold. A 2022 study from Cornell University points out that when the surface temperature of their skin drops, the dog's brain sends an urgent signal, forcing their muscle bundles to continuously contract at a high speed just to naturally generate body heat. Forcing this biological heater to run consumes a massive amount of energy. It exhausts your dog incredibly fast and severely weakens their fragile immune system. Practical advice. Absolutely never ignore your dog when you see them shivering. Hold them close to your chest to lovingly transfer your own body heat. Put a warm sweater on them, especially if they are a short-haired breed, and quickly adjust the temperature in your room to make it warmer. If you are starting to recognize the subtle messages your four-legged best friend is trying to communicate, please take just 1 second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps our dog-loving community spread this vital scientific knowledge even further. And please do not leave just yet, because at the very end of this video, I am going to reveal a highly dangerous sign that we can so easily mistake for their normal, everyday good behavior. 3. Ice-cold ears and paw pads. The heartbreaking sacrifice of their extremities. Do you have a habit of touching your dog's ears or gently squeezing their little paw pads? Usually they radiate a very comforting, gentle warmth, but if you touch them and they feel ice cold, that is the exact moment their body has been forced to switch into an emergency survival mode. A 2021 publication in the Journal of Veterinary Medicine explains this phenomenon as peripheral vasoconstriction. When a dog is freezing, their body automatically withdraws blood flow away from their ears, their tail, and all 4 paws. It desperately concentrates all of that warm blood toward the center of their body, purely to protect their most vital internal organs, like their heart and lungs. This biological sacrifice helps keep them alive, but it leaves their extremities highly vulnerable to painful frostbite and severe cracking. Practical advice. Please make checking the temperature of their ears and paws a loving, nightly habit. If you find that they are freezing cold, put some specialized dog socks on them, or use your warm hands to gently massage those areas to help their blood circulate normally again. 4. Whining and restless pacing, a cry for help without words. Sometimes your dog will endlessly wander around the house, making a muffled crying sound in their throat. They might constantly scratch at their bed, but completely refuse to actually lie down. You might naturally feel a bit frustrated, thinking they are just acting spoiled or trying to misbehave. However, a 2023 study by the Institute of Animal Psychology proved that over 65% of dogs will start barking or whining when their core body temperature experiences a sudden drop. This happens simply because they cannot find a single spot warm enough to stabilize their heat. They are constantly pacing around because their physical body is literally crying out in distress. That gentle, heartbreaking whine is their desperate way of asking for help from the only person they truly trust in this entire world, which is you. Practical advice: please never scold them for being noisy or restless during those freezing cold days. Take a moment to patiently inspect their sleeping area. Their bed might have absorbed some cold moisture, or perhaps that specific spot is secretly exposed to a chilling draft. Simply move their bed to a much warmer, completely draft-free corner of your home. 5. Tucking their tail tightly against their belly, a desperate defensive posture. When you are out for a walk or standing somewhere with a freezing wind, you might suddenly notice your dog walking in a very stiff manner. Their back might be slightly hunched over, and their tail is tucked firmly between their hind legs. A lot of people completely misunderstand this body language, automatically assuming the dog is feeling guilty about something, or perhaps terrified of another dog passing by. But in reality, a 2019 behavioral biology study pointed out that this is actually a desperate attempt to shield their lower abdomen. Their delicate underbelly has the thinnest layer of fur on their entire body and houses a complex network of vital organs, making it incredibly vulnerable to rapid heat loss. Tucking their tail is simply their intelligent way of creating a natural physical shield to block the biting cold wind from blowing directly against their bare stomach. Practical advice: if you ever see this specific posture while you are out on a walk, it is a glaring sign that your dog has reached their absolute physical limit. You must immediately end the walk and bring them back inside the warm house. Please never force your dog to continue exercising outdoors for too long during extreme weather conditions. 6. Slipping into lethargy and breathing slowly, the deadly scythe of hypothermia. This is by far the most terrifying state, and tragically it is also the exact moment when many loving owners become the most complacent. You might see your dog lying completely motionless, breathing very slowly, and they appear to be falling into an incredibly peaceful, comforting sleep. You naturally assume they have finally settled down and gotten warm, but the International Veterinary Emergency Center issued a critical, urgent warning in 2024. When a dog's core body temperature drops below 35 degrees Celsius, their central nervous system actually begins to shut down and freeze. That sudden lethargy is not a deep, restful sleep. It is a glaring, dangerous sign of acute hypothermia. Their heart rate drastically slows down, their brain becomes dangerously sluggish, and if you do not urgently intervene right at that moment, they might simply never wake up again. Practical advice: if your dog becomes lethargic in freezing weather, their body feels unusually stiff, and they are difficult to wake up, you must treat this as a severe medical emergency. Immediately wrap them in a warm, dry blanket, hold them tightly against your own body to transfer your heat, and rush them to the nearest veterinary clinic. Absolutely never pour hot water over them, and never use a high-temperature space heater blowing directly onto their fragile body. That sudden extreme shock in temperature can easily trigger immediate and fatal heart failure. So there you have it. Loving a dog is not simply about feeding them full meals or buying them incredibly expensive toys. True love actually lies in delicate observation, deeply understanding their silent body language, and fiercely protecting them from the hidden pain that they cannot speak out loud. A tiny, simple act like gently draping a blanket over them or putting a warm sweater on them at the exact right moment is your loving way of whispering to them, "Please do not worry, I am right here, and you will always be safe and warm." Does your dog frequently snuggle right up into your lap when the weather gets freezing cold? Which of the 6 signs we discussed today completely surprised you or caught you off guard the most? Please share your personal stories down in the comments section below because I truly want to read them. Do not forget to hit that like button, freely share this video with other loving dog parents, and subscribe to our channel so we can continue this beautiful journey of decoding the complex inner world of our four-legged friends together. I will see you all in the very next video.